Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. On this video, it's once again RBI, Reddit Bureau of Investigation, and we have two stories for this video. So let's get started with the first one. This one's from user GlowGirl1896. Reddit, please help. My 17-year-old sister ran away with her 16-year-old boyfriend tonight. They have both turned off their phones. My parents are worried sick. They are both in the vicinity of Covina, California. I'm currently in West Virginia and my dad is in Maryland, so we are completely distraught that we can't be home to look for her. I keep telling my parents to call the police, but they are uncertain and just hoping she comes home. She left at around 5 p.m. What can I do? I want to call the police, but can they even do anything? Please, I'm desperate to find my sister. What should my next step be? I'm worried about her safety. Is there any way to find her without calling the police, or is that our only option left? Some things we have done. 1. She has an iPhone, so we tried logging into her account to use the Find My Phone feature, but we can't get in because she has her own Apple ID. 2. I've called her from other phones. We aren't blocked. The phone really has been off this entire time. 3. The boyfriend and his mom said she got in an Uber to see a friend but did not name the friend. Huh? I tried checking her Uber account, but we have no access to it. I feel like that's an effing lie and she didn't leave in an Uber. Well, this is not the best of situations, of course, when somebody runs away from their home. And from the information that OP gives us, apparently the sister was only with the mom at that point in California because OP and her dad are in different states, and she ran away with the boyfriend. So if you were in OP's shoes, what would you do? Social media search party, a post with her picture and a bit of a description of what happened or the last time she was seen or something like that? Or would you go to the police, even though I think it's a 24-hour or 48-hour period before they can file a missing persons report or something like that? I'm not sure about that. Well, while you think about that, let's take a look at the community comments to see the type of advice they gave OP, and then we can go to the update and see what happened. Golden Banana 31 says, they're both minors, so you should call the police as soon as possible. They need to react to missing persons and runaways reports very quickly in the case of someone that's under 18. As someone else said, the longer you wait, the further they go and the more trouble they can find themselves in. OP responds, thank you for the advice. The police were just called. MJF TLF says, if she always had her phone off, there's no way she could have called the Uber, so the police should check the boyfriend's phone. This is very sketchy. Why would he be vague? What friend? I mean, she left him to meet a friend. I'm sure he asked who. He is hiding something. Where the hell are the parents in the middle of this? OP replies, exactly. The mom called me and vouched for her son. I don't know what the F to think. I just have a horrible feeling. Wrinkle Tinkle says, shouldn't your phone company still be able to track their phones? Also, how do you know they turned them off? I think you guys should have called the police right away. I don't really understand waiting, as the longer you wait, the further they go and the closer they are to potentially being in danger. OP responds, my dad called Sprint but wasn't able to go far with that. I have been calling both for hours and both phones go straight to voicemail. So, OP's getting a feeling that something's going on with the boyfriend and the mom who vouched for her son, and they just said that she left taking an Uber to go see a friend. However, they couldn't say which friend it was. Do you feel the same as OP? That there's something sketchy going on with the boyfriend and the mom or something like that? Well, how about we move on to the update to see what happened and how this story finalized. Firstly, I would like to thank the RBI for all their helpful suggestions and support. Not to sound corny, but it really meant a lot to me. To have complete strangers PM me and offer advice and even help me feel less alone during those dark times. I'm really grateful for a community like this. In the future, I plan to reciprocate the support I received. So, the boyfriend was hiding her. It all happened so fast. Sorry if this breakdown is rambling. Sorry. I have a huge family. 8 aunts and 2 uncles on my mom's side alone. And once we alerted them, they all immediately mobilized. We had about 5 people watching his house for any activity, 2 at the bank trying to get into my sister's account, and 3 helping my mom cope. It was all really crazy. They were threatening in a civil manner his family with contacting the news and picketing at the mom's work. LMAO. My oldest aunt was even recording everything and everyone coming in and out of the boyfriend's house and sending minute-by-minute updates. Lol. But even with all that pressure, they still would not budge or provide any answers. It asked if she Ubered, where was she dropped off? My sister's friend showed up and asked to search the boyfriend's house and he still said no. That really made us fear the worst. Come nighttime, my aunts dispersed at the cops' orders and we all went home feeling somewhat defeated. Then, my sister just showed up at my grandma's house on my dad's side. My grandma said she was in really bad shape and wouldn't say much. We are all grateful that she is okay, but still have so many questions. She won't say what happened to her, which is scary, and has been pretty silent ever since. My grandma said when she arrived there, she just fell into my grandma's arms crying uncontrollably. Our best guess is that he tried to brainwash her into living with him, and once we made it clear we were not gonna give up on her, he got scared and sent her in an Uber to my grandma's. The phone she had has still not been turned on at all, so it's likely the boyfriend broke that phone in an attempt to keep my sister with him. The detective is going to meet with my mom later to discuss things and see what, if any, charges can be applied to the boyfriend and his mom. My sister will be needed for that part, but she is reportedly not in any shape to do that just yet. I'm just grateful she is alive. Thanks, Reddit. And that is all we know about this case. I went through OP's profile to see if she would give us any more information, and there isn't. All that she tells us is that they're going to do family therapy and that they're kind of angry at her because she also had a part in this, and of course, they want to see what they can do about the boyfriend and the mom. So the overall positive is that the sister is alive and that they're going to be working on getting her in a better state of mind so that she can come clean about everything that happened and tell the full story. And that is it. And now we're ready to move on to the next RBI story of this video. This one's from user So Very Sleepy 81. Bells ring every night at 8:30 p.m. Every evening I hear a bell. It rings for about 30 seconds each time. It's not a church bell. We live nowhere near a church. And even if it was, that's not the type of bell it is. It's also not a triangle, nor a doorbell. It's not the bell from a railroad either. It sounds like a handbell, but not the nice ones they use in bell choirs. It sounds like a cross between a handbell and a big cowbell, almost. It's not like it bugs me or anything, but I've been noticing it for a couple of years now. I've performed searches at random intervals trying to see if maybe it's a religious thing or something, but I've had zero luck. It's possible it's not something that means anything, but with the frequency and the same time every night, it kinda doesn't feel like it's not. Any suggestions? I'm in the Pacific Northwest in a fairly diverse suburb. So, OP hears a bell every night at the same time for about just 30 seconds. He's looked around, can't find anything. Like he says, no churches or anything that could have a bell that would be a regular thing. So while you think about this one, how about we continue with the community comments to see what they said to OP. Hakibi says, if it's a certain hour, the most likely answer is someone feeding animals. They use the bell to call them, but if it rings for 30 minutes straight, then F knows. You need to pinpoint the sound a bit. If it's that constant and long, it shouldn't be that hard. OP responds, the biggest problem with that is how many houses are in my subdivision. They're super close to each other too. I'm 95% sure that it's from within the neighborhood. For some reason, I gotta figure it out now, lol. I've been hearing it for a few years, but it's really in my brain this time. Social Predicament says, crazy guess. Someone's alarm from when they used to work night shift. Their shift changed and now they're not home when the damn thing goes off, so they have no idea. This was the case for me in an old apartment I lived in. Hobokum says, probably someone's strange to everyone but them tradition. or they're doing a call to prayer, or just telling their kids to come in from playing. Okay, so by now, hopefully you've already written down in the comment section what you think it is. We've now seen the guesses the community gave OP. So if we're all ready, let's move on with the update to see what it really is. So, I posted a couple of days ago about a bell I hear every evening. I took the advice to try and find it, so my daughters and I decided to hunt it down. There are 3 of them, so we were able to fairly quickly find the general area it was coming from. We found the correct street on the first evening, and we found the correct house yesterday evening. It's not a call to prayer or an alarm or anything like that. It's actually a guy who is autistic. His mom was outside with him, and I am so glad she wasn't upset. She said that they occasionally have a neighbor who will hunt the bell sound down to figure out what it is. He loves bells. But living in a neighborhood like ours, his parents can't let him ring bells all the time. He has like jingle bells and stuff to use inside, but they had to limit his large bell usage. They chose a time he can go out every night, ring his bell, and then be ready for bed. It makes total sense now that I know of it. My middle daughter is autistic, and while she's high functioning, she's got her quirks and rituals as well. She wants to give him a bell for Christmas, so we will be spending the next month or so agonizing over bell choices. Lol. I'm glad I brought this question to this community. It pushed me to search for the bell noise, and I met a very lovely family in the process. Sorry it's not a very exciting update. Well, OP, it might not be an exciting update like you say, but it sure is a nice one. He just loves bells, and he rings his outside bell, and then he's ready to go to bed. That just makes total sense. So thank you for sharing that really nice story with us, OP. And so we've reached the end of the video. I truly hope you guys liked it. If you did, go ahead and click like. Of course, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Also, here are more videos from my channel that you might enjoy. And having said all that, I will see you guys on the next video.